Alright. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We got another WTL World Team League match between REYNOR over there on the left side, Kira on the right. Map 1, Tropical Sacrifice. Map 2 to be decided, apparently. Oh, they pick it after the first map. Maybe loser picks. I'm, as always, figuring out the format as you guys are. I've heard this is a very good series between these two, so I can't wait to see how it plays out. Tropical Sacrifice is a rather large map. REYNOR repping Kaiser Gaming in the top right. And fighting for their survival in the bottom left, Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Cure. Dragon Phoenix Gaming leading 3-1 in this series. REYNOR is the ace of Kaiser Gaming. If he can get the 2-0, this will be a tied match, 3-3. And just as unsatisfying as the best of 2 format, which means they only play 2 games. It could be a draw, 1-1. It can also be a 3-3. And they just move on to the next round with equal points, I believe. The finals of WTL will be coming up pretty soon. If anyone knows the date of that, I think it's pushed back a few weeks to not clash with Katowice. So I think it's going to be like mid to late February or something like that. And it will be continuing even though the Chinese servers have been shut down in China due to Blizzard not being able to renew that deal with NetEase, their Chinese publisher or producer or partner or whatever they're called. Bit of a bummer. Because a lot of the casuals losing their account progress and stuff like that. Hopefully they do get Blizzard games back up over there sooner rather than later, but don't know, don't really follow that stuff too much, and can't say I care too much about Diablo Immortal no longer being available there. Or Blizzard's profits in general. Anyways, moving away from that, let's stop talking about that. Let's just enjoy the good games. 6-lit Zergling opening. So it's a bit of heavy pressure coming out for REYNOR up against CC first into 2 barracks. Now, CC first is pretty good against this, but even though the command center is not vulnerable, if he builds a few add-ons on these barracks, Kua could be in trouble. If he builds like 3 Marines, then add-ons, easy hold. We'll see how it goes. He's already up 5 workers, is Kua. That pull first ain't cheap. Oh, and he's actually gone really quick Roach Warren. Oh, REYNOR is super committing to aggression. I don't know if this works, because I feel like the command center first is good. Oh, those Lings need to get in there. Oh no, he's waiting for the Reaper to move out or something. There's no, this is CC first. You got to run up the ramp. He has an opportunity to get in and cause some chaos right now with those Zerglings, but REYNOR, because he hasn't seen a Reaper leave the base or an SCV, he's deciding to hide and wait for the Roaches and go for the mega surprise. This is about as all in as it gets for REYNOR, dude. 5 Roaches, 6 slow Zerglings. He's got very little economy, and of course, Kua has a ton. He's going to need to get a lot of damage for this one. REYNOR saving on electricity costs. Yeah, we got some interesting lighting for him for sure. Backlit, fuzzy vision, REYNOR on that 240p webcam. Kua also looking kind of funny with the green screen, I guess, behind him. Or I think they're just using a filter to make it look like he has a green screen behind him because his head looks kind of like it's been trimmed a little bit as well. What can I say, guys? The amazing quality of when I'm casting the World Team League is something I cannot improve, as I do have to cast it off a feed. I don't get to observe or anything either. Reaper comes out and sees the 6 Lings. Roaches and Ravagers about to run in. There are 3 Marines building at a time. If Kua can pull back to the high ground, I think he can maybe shut this down. But man, he doesn't have that many units yet. He needs to get some Marauders out. He's only got 3 Marines and a Reaper. Oh, he can't lose Stim. I think he needs to pull SCVs to try and repair, but looking likely that Stim might be going down here. 1 Marine does already fall. Ravagers with the outranging ability there. Looking great. SCV starting to drop. Marines and Reapers doing sometimes that. Marauder's going to be big. Marauder comes out. SCVs are pulled. Biles forcing back the Terran units. Oh man, that Stim. REYNOR wants that Stim so bad, but the Marauder comes in. One of the Roaches does fall. And you can see great dodge with the SCVs on the Biles. The Reaper Marine Marauder comes forward. They take out yet another Roach there. And the Biles being dodged left, right, and center. Yes, REYNOR's droning behind it, but he doesn't even have a 3rd hatchery yet. He needs more damage. And he does finally get a few more SCVs, up to 8. But that Stim looks like it is going to finish. And it looks like that's not quite going to be working out for REYNOR. Oh, he does some good micro to try and get a few more SCVs. Gets 1 more. Nice tag on that bad boy. But he's going to lose the Overlord. Oh, get out. Cyclone's going to chase him home and get both Ravagers, I think, at least one of them. Oh, that's not good. Maybe he stops in the hedge to get some damage. But yeah, this is real bad. And you know what? Stim's going to be finished. He could even counterattack here. REYNOR needs... Oh, if he got these Ravagers out and could defend with them, maybe he'd be okay. But now he's got, like, no units. And Q is going to immediately counterattack while building shields, more Marines, and non-stop SCVs and depots behind it. The Queen as well. Oh, God, this Cyclone. This Cyclone is ruining REYNOR right now. Q is all over him. Oh, no. REYNOR. He's going to have to fight this with a drone drill. Oh, man. If someone breaks into your home with an assault rifle, guys, don't use a fork to fight it. That's essentially what REYNOR's doing right now. This is a disaster. He's in so much trouble. He loses 8 workers, 2 queens, the Ravagers. I almost want to say good game here, but, I mean, Q's worker count's even. REYNOR doesn't even have a third, though. I mean, he's got some tumors out that are still able to spread, I guess. I mean, there's no third CC for Cure. REYNOR is REYNOR. There's 2 Zergs I'd say could bring it back from here. One's name is REYNOR, one's name is Dark. Now, REYNOR's going to go for counter aggression. He's making Ravagers and Lings. He's going to go Ravager Ling counter attack against a guy who's got a bunch of Marine Marauder. There's no way that works, right? Maybe he can land some big biles when Q is not looking, but this seems like a huge gamble. And I mean, the Gamba... he's going to move out and get surrounded. If Q move... Oh, okay, this presents an opportunity. If REYNOR can surround that bio with Ling Ravager, crush it, and then counterattack, he could actually get himself back into this game. Q assumes he's being greedy, like most sane people would be, but REYNOR was gearing up for his own desperate Ravager Ling attack. He sees the move out, and now he hides it. He's going to wait for Q to overcommit. This is such a brilliant play for REYNOR. And the medevacs aren't there. He's got to surround this right now. Look at this. He sees the medevacs coming, but he says, there's no way home for you, buddy. The medevacs try to come in. Can they save anything? No, they can't. Oh, no. Q was so far ahead, and he is on the economy, but he's trying to build bunkers. If he can get those up, maybe he can hang on. But REYNOR might actually drag his butt back into this game. This has been an action-packed one. Very unpredictable so far. But moving out pre-medevac is always a risky move. If they happen to be gearing up for their own all-in and disguise it, the vision advantage of Zerg is big. Biles do take out a few SCVs. REYNOR should hang out. Why is he running away? REYNOR, you could kill more SCVs. The bunkers weren't ready. His Ravagers definitely could have done more damage there. That was a missed opportunity. Yes, there's a lot of Marines, and they could just probably stim out with... Oh, he had combat shields and stim and medevac. Yeah, actually, running away is the right call. I would have liked to see him get a few more Biles and bait the stim out. But he definitely, if he lost these units, Q counterattacks, and yet again, we see REYNOR lose a lot of drones. So there's an argument that what REYNOR did there is the right move, and he keeps the Ravagers and Lings alive, which can help defend the double drop. He's got Carapace on the way. He's droning up 3 bases. He's spreading his creep very well during this, even though it's been a very hectic scenario. If he can get a 4th hatchery up as well, might be able to do okay. 3rd orbital is making for Cure right now, and yes, the worker count is 60 versus 48. I see people live in the chat asking, of course, the Chinese overlay there. Yeah. So it's 60 workers for REYNOR and 44 army supply to the right of that. So you can see army supply is the right orange number. The yellow number is the worker count. And then we've got the actual money with the plus, and that's the income per minute to the right of the number on the overlay. So hopefully that explains it for anyone who's wondering what's going on with this overlay that doesn't have English on it. Liberator comes in. So far, pretty good D, but you don't want to lose that Queen. Oh, Marines be annoying, picking off an Overlord. A Queen does die, but the Ravagers clean up the Lib. Yeah, well, minimizing the damage at least is something. REYNOR does have that 4th base on the way, Lair and Baneling Nest as well. +1 armor's on the way for Cure. I don't think he has a 2nd eBay or an armor. He's just going Marine Tank on 5 barracks. 5 depots building at once for Cure. And that's... I think he sold... 5 depots? It's a lot. Cure apparently is just like, hey man, let's build depots everywhere. And oh, careful, pick up. Nice save there for Cure. Gets most of those Marines out, but he's going to start working these double drops. One in the north, one in the south. In the north and the south, the east and the west. Cure is going to be trying to contain REYNOR's creep spread. REYNOR, is he out of the woods yet? With no frontal push coming, I think he might be. We've got Roach Speed, Bane Speed, 1-1 upgrades coming in. REYNOR immediately starts +2 Carapace while defending that. And as long as he keeps spreading this creep, he can definitely turn Tropical Sacrifice into a very difficult area for the Terran to actually push in and punish him. Cure may be forced to play a 4th command center and into the late game here. He's got the 2nd eBay Armory coming up. Yeah, 4th command center does go down. The Artosalope nervously backs away from those Marines as they stim in on the bottom side. Another Overlord goes down. Oh, Q is doing a very good job of keeping REYNOR busy, keeping his creep controlled. On the other hand, REYNOR's doing a good job of respreading the creep in the middle and the south side. The far north did get limited a bit. Banelings are morphing here for REYNOR. He's very even in supply, only up a couple of workers, which is not comfortable for Zerg. I think he can get away with building another 10-12 drones here. But it is REYNOR, and REYNOR is famous for attacking when a lot of players don't think attack timings necessarily exist. The number of banelings and lings in production makes me think he's thinking about it. He's going to go for a ling run by for now. Tanks shell him, and he immediately backs off. Good call. Oh, actually lures some Marines out. Bit of a mistake there for Cure. And nice save. Cure picking up these units. Now a triple medevac in the top. Or actually 4 medevacs. About 3 of them full of units. And unloading in the main base being a nuisance. Remember, REYNOR doesn't have +2 melee, no Spire, no Infestation Pit, and only 70 workers. I think he's hoping that the Q is going to commit to one big push so he can crush that push with a giant Lair Tech army and then be back in the game. But it's not happening. Q is just harassing and taking a 4th, and this does not play well for REYNOR because he's now like, oh, all right, plan C, let's claw my way back into a macro game. Infestation Pit goes down, 5th base goes down in that central base. And he's going to try to drone a little bit, but like he's not doing it just yet. He needs to drone. If REYNOR doesn't build another 10, 15 drones, he's in trouble. He also needs macro hatcheries. He's floating a lot of money, but remember, the European conceit is strong, guys. Where Dark would have 4 macro hatcheries, the Europeans refuse to invest in such inefficiency. Obviously, I'm kind of joking. They really focus on inefficiency, but in a messy game like this, you need that extra production to make up for the fact that you will make more mistakes. There's just so much multitasking going on. Queen in the Spore will shoot down one of those medevacs. Ling Run by gets shut down. REYNOR cannot get counter aggression going. Spore Crawler does fall. He's going to try to get back in the main, but Q are finding damage against a REYNOR whose economy is already very small. 7 more drones he cannot be affording to lose. The only thing that's good about that for REYNOR is it might prompt him to build another 10 or 15 workers that he so desperately needs. REYNOR is, I think, really struggling in this situation. I mean, some of you who watch my stream see me when I get in a position where the Terran just harasses and just macros at home like Q is doing. I get frustrated. I go, come and fight me, you know, don't be a pansy, you know, just come and fight me. Stop just harassing and turtling. And that's kind of what it looked like REYNOR was frustrated waiting for. Now it's coming, but he's not ready. He's way down on supply. He hasn't been spending his money. And oh man, I mean, it's a good spready reactively, but a good ambush for REYNOR as well. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite have the ling count. If he had another 20, 30 lings there, he kills every tank. Now he's having to use banelings to kill tanks, which doesn't feel particularly efficient. Does take them out, and Cure, we've got to be a bit critical of Cure for just moving into creep onto a bridge like that in a big clump. I think he thought he had REYNOR pinned a lot more than he necessarily did, but REYNOR's still short on money, trying to get back to 75 workers and Ultra Tech. In the natural, more Marines coming in. Ooh, okay, that does pick up and move to the right. And of course, guys, this is one of the last games series we will be casting on the old patch, as we've got Katowice around the corner, but just getting a few of these top dogs, the favorites, and their best matches and closest clashes cast before the World Championship happens, and everything is new map pool, new batch. And, oh, here we go. Drop gets in, finally getting shot down by those queens. It just feels like REYNOR's having to do too much scrambling. He's not able to focus on kind of pulling the attention away, and with those old sensor towers, look at the range on those on the map. He can't really get counterattacks in, purely defensive. He's going to need Infestors to get back in this game. Marine Marauder tank coming out, and he's going Ultras. He needs Infestors so that he can ambush this army, and he needs more creep on the edges of the map. He really needs to like shut down these drops completely, and that's what he's struggling with because he can't secure more bases. This base is in range of this push. He has to give it up, but he's got no other 5th base to go to, and that puts REYNOR in between a rock and a Terran place. And I'll tell you what, that's where you end up with siege tank cannons blasting you. You can't fight this, REYNOR. REYNOR, no. Oh, I mean, he'll push back the front line, buy himself a bit of time, but he has to give that base up. There is no way he can stand here and fight. Ooh, okay. And this is, yeah, that bridge is evil, man. Mass Ling coming from behind. Crazy engage for REYNOR. Oh, no, but then the Lings are just stopping? REYNOR, just give up this bridge. You cannot fight here. This bridge is a losing position. But the Lings can't find a way in because there's planetaries and sensor towers seeing them. Oh, and now the drop goes back in the main. This drop just will not stop. I gotta say, all the dead space on the edges of this map, this is one of the reasons I hate playing macro games in ZvT on this map. REYNOR normally is good at shutting them down, but he's been on the back foot this game. He doesn't have much mobile anti-air, playing Ravager Link Bane into Ultra, and so they're actually causing him a lot of trouble. Great surround, though. Q getting lured out by the mass Ling. Wouldn't mind the Lings clicking the sensor tower and then running away. Might be worth it just to limit Q's vision on this map. REYNOR not taking the bases on the south. Somehow he's held on to this middle base. Testament to REYNOR's ability to fight in scrappy situations. Biles, Ultras, Lings coming in from all sides, but no Banes to deal with the Bio. Oh man, this is a very close fight, but the Ultras are getting busted. Oh, and even with that tank finally going down, 2 Ravages, 1 Ultra, going to struggle against the big ball of Bio. Not to mention the triple drop in the south side is going to run in on REYNOR's base. REYNOR's supply is being worn down, and after a crazy back and forth early game, REYNOR's big aggression fell flat. He got wrecked by the counterattack, but then he surrounded Q's army, which it felt like let him back into the game. But Q has played this very well, using the drops, using the lack of anti-air from REYNOR. And you could tell that he kind of bypassed the entire period where REYNOR was strong, only fought when he was strong. And this gives us just a good sense of how good Q is understanding of when he wants to fight and when he just wants to harass and turtle at home. He hasn't run across the map and thrown an army away, which is... that's the mainstay of the Terran player that gets salty. I'm pointing at myself right now. You can't see my camera, but every time I'm salty, it's because I get ahead in like TVZ and then I just throw an army away at a time which, when I look at the replay, was a really bad time to force a fight. Q has not made those mistakes at all this game, man. Infestors would be so... imagine a fungal on that army, guys. I'm telling you, if there's one thing that can turn around games when you're behind, it's fungal. It's not Vipers. This has been the biggest mistake that Zergs have been making over the last 6 months, is sleeping on Infestors. And we've seen it. When you are behind, you need a big comeback play. The Infestor is that unit. The reason why Dark makes the most comebacks when he's playing Roach Ravager is because he goes Infestors almost only exclusively when he's playing Roach Ravager. And he actually makes crazy comebacks with fungal growth. But he never does it otherwise. REYNOR never does it in these games as well. And I've been ranting about it a little bit. It's because 2 Infestors, you've already got the Infestation Pit, costs you 300 gas, 200 minerals. You don't even need the upgrade. And those Infestors just lying out in ambush ready are so damned amazing. Marines and Marauders coming on in, trying to just coax him into fighting across those bridges where you absolutely do not want to fight. Army in the north. Baneling's got some decent connects, but looks like a lot of the units still got saved despite that. Why don't Zergs build anti-air defense and just let the Terran control the air instead? So there's been about 7 Spore Crawlers that have died this game. That the problem is static defense are covering the main, but they don't shoot that fast. You drop 3 medevacs, you kill it before it kills a single medevac. It's absolutely massive. They just don't do that much. Static defense in general is just a bonus thing for when you're rich, right? And he's been spreading them, but the thing is, this is pro-level play. They just zoom around it. Oh, there's a Spore there. I'll just drop here. So you can't cover everything. Now, in terms of mobile anti-air, you can definitely look at this game and say Aspire, a couple Corruptors would have been worth it. Definitely would have been worth it in this game. And I think on this map, it might be non-negotiable. It might be one of those things where it's like either you rush the Hive to get Vipers to like abduct and parasitic bomb those medevac drops, or you get Aspire and a few Corruptors. But because REYNOR was on such a budget, he couldn't afford anything. If he spends Aspire and 5 Corruptors, he definitely dies to a big 3-base push on the ground. That's why REYNOR was just focused on Lings, Ravages, Banes, and massing them. But it ended up backfiring because, well, Kua didn't do that 3-base push. He took a 4th, he just kept harassing and harassing and harassing, and then he set up the slowest, most patient push. Well, okay, he did throw some army away, but then he set up a very slow, patient push. Here we go, Lingbane Ultra on the south side, gonna run in, a couple of tanks and units go down, but good pullback so far. Oh, he's a little clumped. Blinding Cloud coming in and doing a bit to take out those tanks. That base looking a bit exposed. The Baneling's getting caught on the corner, as do the Ultras. Bad angling for REYNOR, and even if he takes out the Planetary, I think he's lost too many units for that to be worth it. Because he gets, yeah, he's going to get sniped as well if there's any energy left. Luckily, the Ghosts are out of energy. Big triple drop in the north. Kua's still got way more money to work with. That was Kua's 6th base. REYNOR's stuck on 5. Soon to be knocked back to 4 if that goes down. Oh, REYNOR's got to be spewing. He's got to be so mad. That's so frustrating. But a big Lynx around in the south does at least trap that army. That was a good fight. Kua's got so much money, though. He's got vehicle plating upgrades coming in. He's got Neo Steel armor. Planetary erecting down here on this base. If REYNOR can get rid of this, though. Oh, Bile takes out a medevac and 3 ghosts. The 2 Ravages from the early game. God, I wish we could see the kill count on them. Oh, my God. That is literally just God tier. Those 2 Ravages, they're from so long ago. I want to see their kills. That was some really important damage to keep REYNOR's hopes alive in this game. Unfortunately for him, Cure is going to keep working multiple angles. A lot of Terran might turtle up here, pull their whole army together. Cure's like, yeah, you still don't have good anti-air. You've got like maybe one Viper on the map at most. 2 Infestors start building now. He's finally going for that double Infestor that I've been calling for this whole time. And I really feel like this is the one thing that could get, could get great value. But if he did it a few minutes earlier, obviously that'd be huge. Because he's got to build those. Wait 30 seconds to get 1 fungal. Wait another minute to get another 2 fungals, right? It takes so long to actually get them to pay off. So it's something you've got to invest in minutes ahead of time to get that payoff. Big army in the south side. Observer not watching it. Come on, buddy. Ultra Bane running in, but oh no! Pop, 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 pop! The snipes! Oh, Reynor throws in the towel. His army just gets minced. Tussle of the hand, not too happy with that. Whereas Cure, trimmed face Cure, with parts of his chair and jacket appearing and disappearing, using some dark Terran magic. And very nice play by Cure in map 1. Alright, going into game 2, it's going to be on Cosmic Sapphire. Another big map. Reynor in the top left of the map here. For Kaisi Gaming, you've now officially lost this match, but I think every point matters in terms of every map win for the final standings at the end of the season to see seedings into those grand finals and all that sort of stuff. Now, Cure is sending 2 SCVs out on the map. Oh me, oh my. He proxies all day and night. Cure is being a bit of a nasty lad here. And I mean, I wonder who picks the map. I assume Reynor picks it. Just, okay, let's just have a big, nice defensive map. Easy to play versus... It's third SCV. He's going 3 racks. Now, Reynor sends it... Oh, he's sending a drone to scout. But that barracks is so far away. Reynor even has a second drone on his natural right now, or is that just the Overlord? Maybe that's just the Overlord? No, that's... We'll find out in the moment we see his natural... Oh, he doesn't scout it. Who proxies that far away? You know who, guys? I bet the Dragon Phoenix Gaming coach checked Reynor's scouting pattern for proxy racks and said, yeah, he'll never check that far away. So Cure is just gambling here on a big surprise 3 racks. And the thing is, Reynor even pulled a drone, which means his pool is so late because he lost minerals for that. He went hatch first, and he did that. Now, he can still defend, but this is all about pulling a ton of drones and surrounding it. Maybe he can get a spine crawler down while buying time, but there's going to be so many Marines. Reynor is tussling his hair. He doesn't look too happy. I think Reynor's like maybe half asleep. This may have been played early morning Europe time, which in gamer hours is anything before 2 p.m. in the afternoon, probably evening in Korea. Q is going to be very focused on his micro here. Obviously, they're both playing somewhere on the American servers, somewhere in between the 2 players to get a fair match. Bunker goes down. Already 1 Marine here. And Reynor, the thing is, he might... Oh, yeah, he goes for a spine. Okay, spine's a good call. If he can surround this, that'll be good. He's got to stop the bunker going up with 1 or 2 drones, and then the other guys have to go after the other units. He's attacking the drone, but... Oh, he's only got 1 drone attacking the SCV. He already loses it. Oh, Reynor's already dilly-dallying a little bit here. There's 3 Marines. He's got to go for it. You can't let the bunker go up. Reynor, what are you doing? You can't let the bunker go up, mate. He was trying to wait for the Zerglings, but now the bunker's up. And that means the spine is in jeopardy. You cannot let the first bunker build. You have to cancel the first bunker. That's non-negotiable in these scenarios. He's going to go for the fight now. The SCVs are repairing each other, though. They're drills, keeping that bunker up on high hit points. The Marine on the right side does go down, but look at how many drones and lings are falling. Even if you kill every SCV, the bunker is doing so much damage. And that is just ridiculous. Reynor has to tap out. You cannot let that bunker go up. Cure slaps it down with a clean finish. An epic game 1 and a dirty game 2. Well done, Dark Magician. Good job, Cure. GG, well played.